Brightest blessings. I'm actually doing a video response to Rainbow Pagan. Rainbow Pagan 2? I don't know. Jessie. Again, sorry for the really shitty video, but you know what happens when it's darker here. And I didn't want you to have to wait till Friday for me to do a decent video. Anyway, Jessie was talking about how people always describe Republicans or the conservatives as good and the Democrats or the liberals as evil. And to be honest, Jessie, hardly anybody fits 100% into the conservative side of the field or 100% into the liberal side of the field. I am a registered Democrat. Sometimes I bounce back and forth between a registered Democrat and a registered independent. But at this point in time, I am a registered Democrat, and very proud to be so. No matter what I am, Democrat or independent or even Republican, if I choose to be so, I'm extremely proud of it. I'm not going to hide it for anybody, but I think you already know that. The thing is that I would be very, very, very careful about labeling and boxing liberals and conservatives into certain boxes. I know plenty of conservatives that are actually for abortion rights. For me, I'm very, very, very liberal, yet there's certain things that I'm quite conservative on. And I'm sure that would piss a lot of people off, but then again, just my opinion, and I'm not going to change it just because it pisses you off. If you can convince me to change it, I have no problem in changing my mind, and I don't think that's a sign of weakness. However, I'm not going to change my mind or my opinion just to make you happy or anybody else. I think Jessie knows that too. I think anybody who knows me knows that, and you know. Anyway, you know, honestly, I voted for Obama. I'm not sorry I voted for Obama. However, there's a lot of things about Obama that I don't particularly like. I believe, as a liberal, that we should have bailed out and given the bailouts. However, there's no reason why they had to do it the way that they did. I think that anybody who wanted a bailout or who was asking for a bailout should have applied for it, and as part of that application, given a business plan. Basically, what are you going to do with this money to turn your company around? You know, and instead of giving it out to the companies and saying, "Oh, here you go. It sounds like a good plan." Monitor it. I mean, when push comes to shove, this is our fucking money, not the companies. And I'm sorry, but I was very, very upset. Not because the bailout money was given, but that because shit was bought with it that was not needed, like corporate jets and bonuses. I'm sorry. A bonus to me is when you have a surplus of money that was not given to you, that you earned, that you don't need that you don't need a bailout for, and then, only then, if you have extra money, then you use that surplus money to give out bonuses as a reward for running your company well. If you need a bailout, then you have no room or no ability to give out any sort of bonuses. Because if your people running your company did that, then they don't deserve bonuses. They're lucky they don't have their asses fired. So in that way, I guess I'm conservative. But in the fact that I agree that we should have bailed out the companies, I'm liberal. So even in that way, I'm kind of both in just one area. What I think they should have done was gotten a game plan. What are you going to do if you give us this money, from the companies? And if they approved, then handed out the money sparingly in stages. Okay, here's a portion of the money. Why don't you put phase one into action? Okay, you want the second portion of the money? All right. What have you done? Have you gotten phase one into plan? Has it been has it been done? Okay, are you ready to do phase two? All right, just to make sure, here's what phase two is supposed to be. Here's your second portion of the money to do phase two, and so on, and so on, and so on, until the company gets their shit together. Because obviously, they can't seem to run the company well enough without totally driving it into bankruptcy. And if they really need the money, then they'll put up with that shit and jump through those kind of hoops. Knowing what I know today, I'd probably vote for Obama again, because I believe that Obama was a much better, would be much better than McCain ever could be. However, I'm very disappointed in Obama. He always claims that he's for gay rights and everything, and every time you see him and speaking about gay rights, he talks about, oh, I'm going to do my best to get rid of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. But I was not aware of this, and it was brought to my attention, but I believe that this person was correct. Are you aware that he does not have to get anyone on his side for Don't Ask, Don't Tell? He is the commander-in-chief of the United States military, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the Reserves. He is the commander-in-chief. He is their boss, and they must do as he says. And I did some research. Do you realize that if he really wanted to get rid of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, it could be done tomorrow, with nobody else's approval but his own? And I'm wondering why he hasn't done it. So I don't really trust him. But then again, I don't really trust any politician. The thing is that, because this is getting really, really long, people just shit a brick when they have a president of a different political party than they are, and they do anything and everything they can to discredit him. You know, with the healthcare politics, I don't think I really like exactly what he's doing. He's folding and not doing what he said he would do with the healthcare, and with what he's compromising on. I don't mind compromise. You have to compromise when trying to make a political thing, but he's compromising in areas that he shouldn't compromise in, because basically he's doing nothing, and he's not going to help our healthcare at all. You got everybody who's totally against him as far as trying to get universal healthcare, and when all reality, when push comes to shove, it's not going to be universal healthcare. That will be an option, and an option only, that won't even be available to anyone. But nobody really cares about that. They just want to make him seem like a monster. So absolutely no healthcare reform will happen. As far as, so I'm not really too happy with a lot of things that he's compromising on. The things that he's compromising on should not be compromised at all, period, because they're not going to help it. They're only going to make it worse. So I'm not really too happy with him on that. But then again, I get really angry with a lot of conservatives trying to drag down the healthcare's reform as much as possible by saying that he has death squads and stuff like that. That's bullshit. Okay, if you don't think that your own insurance company is going to is going to sit there and cover you for everything, even though you have excellent health care, you got another thing coming. When push comes to shove, they are not for not-profit. Their job is to make as much money as possible. And every time they pay out a claim to you, they are losing money. It is a loss. So don't sit there and try to fool yourself, because, yeah, okay. I don't think that even if we had universal health care, which is not going to be up for debate, Obama's not going to have death squads any more than your own insurance company already does. So, yeah. That's my rant on it, and I need to stop because it's 10 minutes. Bye.